Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Myself Ganesh. Today we are creating our Windows instance under this existing VPC. So how you can create your Windows instance? So always we are talking about this EC2 instance, that is nothing but our VM machines. Means we are creating our new server, or you can say our new VM. Okay. So just click on services. Here you will get this option compute. In under this compute EC2 option, in EC2 options there is the launch instance. So here in running instances I have created the one Linux machine in previous video, and now I am creating the new instance. So just you need to click on this launch instance, and here you will get, if suppose you want only to see this free tier images, so template, so you can just click on this free tier only and just scroll down. And if you want to create, if suppose I want to create my Microsoft Windows Server 2009, here is my free eligible tier. Okay, so I am just selecting this option. In last video we have discussed about this all instance type. So these are the instance type. Now I am going to, yeah, here is the option that is the free tier eligible. So always you need to select this option, and here is the general purpose. Okay, and this is the virtual CPU. For this free tier account, one virtual CPU and 1 GB RAM we will get, and this is the instance type. Okay, so this instance type we will discuss in the storage part. So in coming next video we will discuss about this storage type also. So now we need to select on this configuration instance. Here you can select the number of instances, so I am clicking on one only. Now you can select your existing network, that is your VPC. So I am just clicking on Ganesh. Here this is my subnet which I have created for this VPC. Here is the option. If suppose this option you will not select, then you will not get your public IP address. That means this server is not accessible from this publicly, right? So now, right, for now I am just clicking on this enable option, and here is the options. Yeah, so all other options I am not selecting, so by default we need to select it and just click on add storage. In add storage there is the storage which is available, that is the root slash db slash sda1. This is the default device which is selected, and this is the size for this free tier account. And here is the option. So while creating any volume, so it will get this general purpose. Okay, when you click on this there are four options are there. Okay, that is the general purpose SSD, and this provis IOPS SSD, IO1 and IO2, and other one is the magnetic. So all four these disks are the bootable disks. Okay, there are other two disks are available. So when you click on this new, add a new volume, so here is the option, that is the cold hard disk, and that is the throughput optimized hard disk. So these two hard disks are the non-bootable hard disks. Okay, so for now we are not select, for now we are not selecting this extra volume, so just I am removing it. And by default delete on termination. So when you terminate your machine, so at that time this machine will terminate it. Okay, by default, if suppose you are not deleting, no, you are untick this option. So when you terminate your machine, so at that time this volume will exist in volume. So this volume will occupy your space. So will billing will continue, right? So you need to always select on this delete on termination. This option will always tick. Okay, when you are selecting this EC2 instance. If you add any extra volumes at that time, this option is not tick. So always remember this option you need to tick. Okay, Now you need to go to next add tag. In add tag I am going to specify name for my server. I am giving this Windows server, and here is the option security group. Here I am going to create a new security group. I am giving the name that is Windows security group. Okay, and if you want to specify some description, so this security group is for Windows server testing. Okay, here is the option that is the RDP. RDP is used to connect our Windows machine. So this is the protocol we are using, TCP, and this is the port number. Okay, and this is my custom. So if you select anywhere, so it can be accessible from anywhere, right? So by default this option will get. If you want to select your own subnet, so you can select it and you can write here. Okay, and you can specify some description also. So this option is available. Also you can add some rules. So I am going to add two rules. Here is the HTTP and another is the HTTPS. Okay, to access my internet or my Windows machine. So by default this port will get, and anywhere you need to select, from anywhere you can access and review and launch. Now if you want to check what are the settings you have done, so you can edit it. If suppose you want to edit something in your security or some extra. In last video we have discussed about the security group. So security group is always configure with your instance. Okay, so security group is nothing but your firewall. So whatever port is inbound or outbound. Okay, so in last video we have said that, so spoke like that, whenever we are specify in inbound, if suppose I have specified that port HTTP in inbound, so automatically it will assign it for outbound. So that is nothing but a stateful. Okay, so there is the another security over this security group, that is the NAT NACL. So NACL, network ACL we can say. So network ACL is the on top of this security group we can assign. So we will discuss that in later. Okay, so this is about the security group, and these are the port we have assigned, and if you want to change anything you can change it. Okay, now I am going to launch it. If you want to create new link, new create p pair, so I am giving this Windows key and going to download it and save. I am going to launch it. Now here you need to check. So always when your machine will check this status check. Okay, here is the option that is the 2x2. Okay, so when I click on my Windows machine, so here is the minus option, you need to select on it and just check on Windows machine. So I am just clicking on my Windows machine and go to this option. Here you will get this status check. So this status check always needs to be running. Okay, so 2x2 will option, it will reflect here. So I need to refresh it. It is initializing. Till the time we will check the other settings of this Windows machine. I am clicking on this option. Okay, I have not selected any servers, that's why it is not reflecting. You need to select it and check about these options. Okay, this is the details of my EC2 instance. Whatever the instance ID, this is my instance ID. Okay, this is my public IP address and this is my private IP address. This is the DNS. This is the VPC ID which I have created. Here it is reflected. This is the subnet ID which I have created. This is my AMI ID, Amazon machine image. Monitoring is disabled, and these are the settings we have reflected under this options. Okay, under this security we will get the security. If you want to edit something, so go to this security group and you can edit it. Okay, network, under this network you will get this network related information. Storage, what storage you are using, status check, monitoring, which monitoring is applied for this, and tag. These are the tags. If you want to assign some new tags, so you can edit it. Okay, now we can check either this machine is launched or not. I am going to refresh it, and here still it is initializing. So till the time we need to connect it and download their key pair, and we will decrypt. Okay, RDP client is the option. So you need to go, and here is the option download remote desktop file. So you need to download it, and here is the public IP address, and here is the option that is the get password. So you need to just click on this, and here is the browser. You need to browse it, and you need to select the key which you have downloaded. So you need to open it, and you can decrypt this password using this decrypt, and you need to copy this password. Just I am putting under this notepad, and I need to select my Windows RDP which I have downloaded. Just connect it. Now this machine is accessible to me, and just enter this password. Now this EC2 instance is accessible to me. So this is the way you can create your Windows EC2 instance over your existing VPC. So this is the method you need to follow, and whatever the points which are reflected in the while doing this demonstration, so we will discuss one by one. So this Windows machine is now launching, and this is the options I am reflecting. I am just checking either this internet is enabled or not. So just I need to show Internet Explorer. Okay, actually I am not expert in this Windows, so I need to check. Yeah, here is the option IE, Internet Explorer. So here I am going to check, because we have assigned the path for this internet gateway in our subnet in the previous video. Okay, so I need to check either this Google is working or not. Here is the okay. What option are there? Okay, yeah, perfect. This Google is now working. That means this internet is now working on my on my machine, right? This is my Linux machine also. So this Linux machine also, if you want to check either this internet is working or not, so you can check it using this wget space google.com. So if this file is downloaded, that is index.html, that means this internet is working or not. Also you can check it using this public DNS IP address, that is this 8.8.8.8. so this is the method you can check. If suppose it is pinging, that means internet is working on my server. So these are the method you can check. And now if you want to remove your EC2 instance, okay, so how you can remove it? So first go to your EC2. Go to running instances. Now we are removing all the instances and then removing our, yeah, now you can check this status check is 2 cross 2. Okay, so you need to just click on this option, that is Windows Server. Just go on action. Here is the option, that is the instance state, and there is the option that is the terminate the instance. So if you are terminating your instance, that means your instance and your volume will delete. Okay, first it is shutting down and then will terminate it. Same way you can delete it, your Linux machine. Go to action. Here is the option, that is the instance state. If you want to stop it, stop, that means you can shut down your machine, so that machine will exist on your on your console, but it is not in running state, right? So I'm going to terminate it, but in last video I have protect, so this machine will not remove it. So first you need to disable that option. So just go to this machine, I'm going to check their setting details and info. Where is the option? Here terminate protection is enabled, right? So this option, so I need to edit it. How you can edit it? Oh, I need to check on this option. Virtualization, host details. Okay, instance details. Here is the option. Termination. Okay, launch disable. Okay, I need to check it till the time I'm going to pause, because this option I need to check for. Yeah, so here is the options if you want to disable that protection. So in action there is the option that is the instance setting, and in instance settings there is the option change termination protection. So here you can disable it, so just untick that enable option and disable it. So this is the method you can do while removing your instances. Now I am going to remove it under this instance state and going to terminate. Now this option will running successfully, right? So now my machine is now going to shutting down. Now you need to remove your VPC. Go to VPC, and so before you need to remove your VPC, first you need to remove your instances, and you need to go your VPC and select your VPC and just delete it. So by default, so options subnet, route tables and internet gateway which are connected with your VPC, it will remove automatically, right? So just go to action and just delete your VPC. So here you will get this termination, that is delete. You need to type and just click on delete. So these are the options you need to select. So thank you guys.